what should they know?
This is the end of phase 1.
Dirt devil!
Should be in the bottom of that.
So to start things off today, we needed to get the correct measurements and figure out the right cuts for this next part to finish this project. And this took a lot of planning and a lot of math, as you'll see coming up. And this next part is me just kind of like walking through it all in my head so that it made sense before we cut any boards.
Yeah, so we'll have to trim this down to 8 inches, and then it'll go to a point down there, 4.5. The second guide would need to be 8.5 to double it. We would just need to make another guide, because we only need a foot, which is 12 inches, and that would be 12.5 feet. And we cut this, so that only gives us 3 inches. But like I said, this is a right angle. It's not going to be a triangle, but it'll still look cool. Yeah, but the proper thing to do would be have them all be triangles, no right angles. What's this total measurement?
Hands down, you're like doing geometry. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah!
Yep.
So then the only thing that matters is if this fits in that space, which it will, if these are equal. In theory, this works.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like a glove.
Nice.
And all these will go together. And then we have a foot over here to work with. Thank God for 2 sides.
Yeah. Looks
That's
cool.
the way it'll look. Is that the way we want it, Kristen?
Yeah. I think it's turning out better than we thought it was going to. It's going to take longer than this week.
No, I'll finish this tonight.
This guy. So that means I'll finish this tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Crazy. That looks cool.
All right, are we good? We in?
We in, and the cloud's coming. Yes.
Okay, here we go.
That feels good. Oh,
No.
let's go.
With some glue down here,
Yeah.
because this is kind of open, but
Woohoo!
dude, thank
Great
you.
work.
Okay, so this is the blueprint. Now we need to do it 1,
16 more times.
2 times 4. We need to do it a lot more times. 16 times?
Yeah.
14 times? 15 times? That's
Yeah.
something.
You know what's cool about it too is it's 8 like a music scale. Like the big ones are.
I mean, there's
octaves.
a geometry to, you know,
Yeah,
like
but initially we were trying to make it really mathematical.
we were
and
trying to
like,
make it
this is so hard.
432,
Oh,
the
whoa.
diameter.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
but we would have needed
That's
to hire Robert. What's his name?
Robert Edward Grant.
Yeah. Wait. Say bye to the people.
Bye, people. I love you. Shout out to my fans.
All right, I'll probably see you in like a couple days.
Yeah, I'll see you soon.
Later, dude.
Later.
All right, so Roy has left, and it is up to Kristen and I, per usual, as it should be, to finish this project. This phase of the project, I should say.
Clouds are rolling in, so I've got a good feeling about this.
Yesterday was so windy. It was so hard to work and focus and be not just mad. And we didn't have any shade.
Yeah.
But today there's no wind, so we need to take advantage of it. We had a long, early day of working, like working on the computer. So that took up most of the day, but it's 3 o'clock now. There's some time. Kristen's going to meet up with a friend at 6. So we got a couple hours, and we got a lot of boards to cut.
Okay, let's go.
It's kind of boring.
That's okay. Do we have music?
Boarding.
Can we wear headphones?
Might be bored. That's a joke.
Oh my god.
Cue
Cute.
chill lo-fi instrumental music. This is gonna look so cool.
Oh, everything's bent. That's gonna break. Hopefully there isn't the next time. Might as well.
Straight up. Oh, that's not good.
Are you?
Yeah. There we go. Because you're gonna be standing right here on its last leg.
That is so crazy.
It's always something.
Okay, so I'm gonna go meet our new desert friend that we met on social media, Erin Robinson. We're gonna go to Tiny Pony. She told me
What's she doing out here?
she just purchased a short-term rental and they're like revamping the whole thing. I'm sure I'll get the lowdown on that. But I messaged her and was like, I need some time because I'm gonna look like a troll if I come right now, kind of thing. And she was like, I'm coming half troll. So we're not dressing up for this affair, which is wonderful. So I'm in my cozies. And you guys probably see me in this all the time, but these are my work
I think you look cute.
outfits now. You
So
know,
Kristen
every
is
year's
going. I am staying. It's boys' night, right, Finn?
Boys night.
Boys' night.
Boys night.
What do you want to get into, buddy? Some poker, some shooters?
I gotta go.
All right. So the last, oh my gosh, how many days has it been? The last few days have been a whirlwind. We have actually made some insane progress. We've actually gotten further than I thought we would, but just being here, working a regular job, and then working on that in the spare time
Yesterday, the wind was insane. Today, Kristen had to go meet up with someone. You know, we value making friends out here, so that's important as well. We have 2 more days worth of work to do here. We have, it's Tuesday right now, so we have Wednesday and Thursday, and then we have guests checking in on Friday. My goal is to have this structure, this super secret fun project thing. This is phase 1 of 3 for this project. This is a lot more expensive than we thought it would be. I thought it was going to be about $1,000 to do this whole project, but it is turning out to be more like $2,000. Wood is more expensive than I thought it was going to be. I guess wood prices went back up, and I had to buy a new table saw. Screws are really expensive, all that kind of fun stuff. Brackets, you know. The way Kristen and I are justifying it in our heads is that the goal of this project is to make a very unique feature that will stop people from scrolling. The scroll stopper. You know when you see it. When you go to the front page of Airbnb, I do this every once in a while. You go to the front page of any rental website, and there's that thing where you're like, oh, I want to see what this house is. So you click on it. That is the moment that we're looking for here. This is the feature that we believe is going to do that for us. And yeah, so I think that we could spend $2,000 on a Smeg fridge. We could spend $2,000 on a new crazy couch. We could spend $2,000 on something easily. But I think that when this project is done, it is going to be worth far more than that, far more than a jacuzzi. I think it's going to be the reason that people ultimately end up booking our place. Just wanted to catch you guys up with where we are with this. Like we said, a couple more days worth of work. There's so many other things that we need to get done at this house. We have a whole list written out, but this has taken a priority. It's a lot of work. We could have hired it done, but that probably would have been about $6,000 or so, you know, because they upcharge everything. I think this is going to be worth it. That's all I got to say for now. Thank you for watching. It is day 5,722 of working on this dang circle in the middle of the desert. I am determined to finish this today. I'm determined to get this done. We have been so distracted over the last week just trying to balance work, life, dealing with this, you know, all that stuff. So today I am super focused on getting this done. There are clouds in place. So I think if I go out and we bust this out in the next 2 hours, it could be good. We could be done. Mm-hmm. Not done, but we could get all the cuts done. Then the saw's done. Then I can screw. I mean, that's going to be fun, is screwing it all in place. But yeah. Freaking wind. Just blowing everything around. Huh. Lift up. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys how we've devised to work on this. So these boards, we want them tapered in, and without some like fancy or expensive jig or equipment. We want it to come to a fine point. You just measure half of that. And we made, like, for instance, these are going to be 8 inches wide up there, and we want it to come to a point. So for the first cut, we made a little template here. So this is 4 inches wide, and we screw this on down here. We screw this on right here to the board, and my assistant here will show you how we do this. Great. So this is on here now. Kristen, why don't you go push that, put it in place, and I'll show you guys how we get this angle. So we have that as the guide,
And then when this goes through the saw, it cuts straight, but it'll cut it directly in the center of the board. Then we flip it. We take this off, one screw. It's better than tape. We found it's better than tape. It's less wasteful. Then we take this off and we have one that is double this, that is 8 inches, that we put on the other side so that there will be the angle for the other one to get us directly in the center. And this is how we are getting tapered cuts. There were some videos on YouTube that just used tape, but it was really confusing, but we finally figured out this system. And it's been working great, so we can just crank through it.
Yep.
So figured I would walk you guys through that. These are our little templates that we made.
It takes us about between 6 and 8 minutes aboard.
Aboard, yeah, if we're cranking.
We're cranking.
So now we're gonna crank, right? Took a quick breakfast break. Oh, look at that hat. We took a quick breakfast break and back to it. We have 1 more hour worth of work to do. And then I get the joy of screwing in about 5,000 boards.
We can
Nope.
trade off.
Nope. I got it. It's fun for me. All right, back to time-lapse mode. Enjoy this nice, relaxing music. All right, putting the last boards in place. Here we go.
I want to film you. This is
No, no, come on. You help me just as much.
perfect piece. You did it!
We did it.
Yay!
We have now completed all of the cuts, right?
Yeah. This isn't even the end of phase 1. Still need to screw it all in.
Yeah, so you need to screw it all in, then sand it, do at least 1 layer of sanding, and then put some sort of protection on the wood and build stairs.
Want to do that all before Friday?
I'm doing that today. I'm doing that today. I'm doing that today.
No, you're not.
You have little faith? You don't believe me?
You gotta stain everything.
You don't believe me?
You gotta stain everything and everything.
You don't think I can do it?
I do. I don't want you to burn yourself out. Proud of you.
Okay, so there's a little bit of wind, so if you can't hear me, I'm sorry, but now is the fun part. We get to screw all these in. When the wood gets really tight into the corners down there, I'm gonna use some wood glue on those little pieces so that they potentially will hold together stronger, and then I can screw that whole piece in. This needs to get done like today. I need to screw all this in, and I think I'm gonna sand this today. So I messed up a little bit here. I realized I'm gonna need to take off the board. I think there's a corner right there, and then it turns straight like, you know, it's like this, straight, like that. So I need to do them all like in a line. So I think what I'm going to do is take off the board next to it and then put that one in so that I can know exactly where the board is. But I think that's what I'm going to have to do for this so I don't mess up again like that. We don't want that. Put it right here and right here. But we don't want that. We want it to look nice, and this looks like horrible. It looks like not in a line because I don't know where the line is. And I tried measuring, but I think just taking a board off next to it, seeing where it is, and then screwing it in will work. So, whew.
Michael just got started on screwing in all of the pieces of the deck, and we wanted to put a little either time capsule or letter underneath it just to be found someday, or us to come back if we end up taking it out someday and reading where we're at in our lives at this point. So I wrote a letter and I just had Michael sign it. It's Kristen and Michael, 2023, August, the 7th Ray House. We have built this property to what it is today with the help of our family and friends. The 7th Ray House has been a short-term rental since November of 2021. Hi, you're fine.
Don't let me interrupt you.
And we purchased her in July of 2021. It is monsoon season currently as we lay the super secret project thing in its resting place. And we're excited to see what this next chapter holds. We also have a TV show on the Design Network, and we're 200 subscribers away from 20,000 on our personal YouTube channel. So many amazing doors have opened for us and closed over the past 2 years of owning this home. It is pure magic, and we hope whoever finds this letter sees the magic in this 5-acre property like we do and treats it with the most love and respect it deserves. As above, so below, as within, so without. Everything is possible with hard work and love. We love you. And then we sign our names. See if it's us or someone else, our future children, or whoever they sell the house to finds it. Or maybe they'll keep it and find it someday. It's just fun. Cute way of commemorating the time and all the things that we've done here.
So I don't know what to do, but this started smoking on me, and it's like way too hot to touch with my bare hands. So the battery's almost dead, so I might let this one cool down. We have another one in the garage. I am on the last screws going in here. There's nothing more satisfying than when the screw head goes all the way through the wood and just grips the board down tight. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about and how satisfying this is. Oh yeah, grabs it and is like, nope, you're going nowhere. Watch this. My drill dynamic, I literally have like 5 more screws to do. Dang it. Oh. Okay, so while I wait for my battery to charge enough for a couple more screws, I just wanted to walk you guys through the process of making this. So we built the yurt structure, and then we cut the boards on angles and fit them all together, kind of like a puzzle. And while it's not perfect, nothing, what is the saying? Like, this was hard. And I think that it's worth doing hard things. Because, I mean, you think about the best artists of all times, like Leonardo da Vinci, like, they weren't like carving stone because it was easy. They were doing it because people would look at it for hundreds of years. Now this wood won't last hundreds of years, will it? But I think for however long this is going to be here, I think it will put smiles on people's faces. I think it will inspire people. I think it will be a beautiful backdrop for a lot of moments in people's lives. And I think that when you're creating your Airbnb, when you're creating your short-term rental, that's something to keep in mind. What is it that's going to be, well, like if you're looking to make a unique stay or add something to your property that will make it stand out, what we wanted to do was make it something versatile. So like this platform could be used for yoga classes, for meditations, stargazing, proposals, weddings, really anything, photo shoots, video shoots. So the thought process behind this was to make something great, to make something that was a piece of art. Because we could have paid somebody to come in here and just lay boards on top of it and make it a square, like everybody else. But like, this is the hardest circular deck, this way. So we wanted to do it that way. So that's my rant. We want to do something special in the middle here, but that's going to have to be for another time. I am going to have to sand this, and I am going to have to we are going to put a coat of stain on this so that it stays nice. But like we said, this is phase 1 of 3, and even this phase alone, I think, will catch people's attention. Just my opinion, but because it would catch my attention. Sunset is beautiful tonight. Look at that. We just looked out the window. The hills are glowing. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Look at that. That is so cool. I need to pick this area.
I didn't want to put too much.
No, it's so good.
Okay. Time's your dad coming?
So he'll be here at noon. Help me draw the circle and cut it. All right. We got 1 day left. And
and we have so much to do still. I was trying to organize this garage, and I'll show you what I did. I put all the wood up on these sawhorses, and the sawhorses gave out on me. So now I need to build sawhorses because I have a ton of extra lumber, and I don't want this wood to sit on the ground because that's where I found the scorpion. I'm gonna try and build some sawhorses I found on TikTok real quick and organize this garage a little bit more. I built one. The sun is beating down on me, but we need to make one more in order for all this wood to sit up there. So let's go. I had to move into the shade. It's way too hot in the sun. So now I'm just making this tea. Setting this 2x4 on top of that 2x4. Looks pretty good. Okay, now that it took me an hour to make 2 sawhorses, let's reorganize this garage. Gosh. There we go. I used wood to make something to hold the wood. Organized room underneath. Here we go.
Just checking on his work with a cup of tea.
We have so much scrap wood from this project, and there's absolutely no wind right now, so I'm gonna light a fire in the middle of the summer and get rid of some of these give them back to the earth rather than throwing them in the trash where they would sit in a landfill. Now, they'll just burn up and turn into stars, right? That's how stars are made.
Wrong! Wrong!
Anybody watch Always Sunny? There's nothing like a nice hot fire in the middle of summer, you know, in the sun. Nothing like it. Also, RIP to my dad's Easy Up. He bought that thing specifically for this project so that we'd be in the shade, and he was like, oh, you know, I've been needing to get one of these for a while now, so I just went to the store and got one. It was like $100. It's not a fancy one or anything like that, but this on the second day it got blown over, and then every day we've tried to put it up, it's just gotten tossed around by the wind. And now, like, there's pieces just falling off of it. I can't close it. I don't know what to do with it. And you know what? Where it's gonna have to go? It's gonna have to go in my garage. I can't fit it in my trash can. And we were hoping to have it to use for a while. So that poor thing. Look, you can see there's a thing sticking up off of it. You can see this thing sticking out that broke off. There's other pieces that broke off, and like one of the legs is all bent and messed up. I bought way too much wood. There's like probably 40 pieces of wood left
There's
over.
almost 50 pieces I counted.
Did
with
you?
48 or 49 pieces left.
Dang. I'm going to save some to make a shelf for the front room, but that's like $300 or so worth of lumber. You know how Kristen got mad at me for accidentally getting the wrong size and spending a lot of money on wood? We're going to return that wood, and it was actually a happy accident because the bigger pieces made us be able to use less wood overall, so we were able to return some wood. I don't know if it was less expensive in the end, but it all came together. Yeah, so that's the plan for today. Cut a perfect circle, return this wood, and possibly sand down the top of this structure. And it's like 100 degrees, so. Now let's measure our radius.
Put a piece of tape on the string so you know, or a mark, some kind of mark on your string, so you know those tracks. Let's do one check right here. Let's measure the shortest one. This looks like it might be this one. 8'7".
Okay.
Clear. Inside there, pretty good.
How do you suppose we started? Like you get in there. Start back there. I learned my lesson with the screws. If there's a mess up, you can walk on it, Dad.
Well, I'm already starting to turn,
Yeah.
and it's binding the saw, the jigsaw.
Jigsaw.
So I got the blade. Your blade's a little smaller; it might not bind as much.
You get a couple feet, and then I'll go around this try with my saw this way.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah, that looks great.
Okay.
So, people just finished watching us build the entire circle. Mm-hmm. What should they know?
This is the end of phase 1 of this project.
We have built a giant circle in the middle of the desert. It is
You're like, cool.
It is about 18 feet around.
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to build it in an interesting fashion. We wanted to build it in a way that everything radiated out from the center because we felt it was more artistic.
Our house name is the Seventh Ray House.
Yeah.
And it has a spiritual meaning. We wanted the deck to look like rays beaming out like a sun and have that specialness to it. And anyone can build a deck, and this just has a little more love and obviously labor in it.
And vibe to it. We wanted to make a piece of art that was purposeful. And I think that's what we did.
And we went back and forth a lot between just laying wood down normally, just back to back to back, and being done with it, because this took a lot of geometry and we weren't expecting all of that. And Michael just kept going through the math. Thank God he's the math guy. I'm not a math guy.
Not a math guy.
Oh my God. That was the hardest part. And it turned out we got lucky and our scraps worked to fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
Because had they not, and we weren't able to return all that wood, we would have had to cut all that wood that we did return.
Yeah.
And put those pieces in place.
Yeah. What this is going to be, right? What
Yeah.
this will be served as. Maybe not.
Is there anything going to go on top of it? You'll have to wait and see. But there's definitely going to be some landscaping, some exciting feature that you probably would never expect.
We wanted this to be like an Instagram moment.
Yeah, I feel like we keep talking about that.
Yeah. And so we'll show you some Instagrammable moments from it.
Oh, that we've already done?
That we've already done. And show you what we want our guests to see. The one thing that we have found is that when we were designing this house, it's always good to look through your phone while you're doing it. And there are areas of the house that we know could be better through the lens.
Oh, he means pretend like you're going to be a guest and take a photo in the house.
Yes. But we didn't think about that until after the house was done. So now the bar room looks way better. This outdoor patio, it's still not Instagrammable.
It's not
ready.
finished.
This that we're sitting on right now, this was one of those things where we wanted it to be Instagram friendly. It looks awesome. And that looks amazing on pages. When we take photos, when we look through our camera roll, it's just this wood circle in the middle of the barren landscape, and it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And while it does seem kind of random to you guys right now, trust me, once it's done, it won't, and it will feel more intentional.
Yes.
Right?
And now that you said that the area under the patio isn't Instagrammable, and I'm like, it's not finished yet. I'm like, why didn't we finish that first before we started this project?
Well, because it involves landscaping, and we have to get landscaping in during the summer.
Yeah, that is the one thing that is a huge factor. We have to get plants in the ground before winter comes, and winter is coming.
So we will keep you tuned on what is next in the process of this. It is present day today. You're watching this footage from a month ago, right?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Time flies, baby.
But it is present day now, and we have already started on phase 2. So you're going to want to stick around to see what else we come up with. Can you see you can see it right there.
So make sure to stay tuned for that.
Yes.
We'll have a new video coming next week.
We have tons of short-term rental information coming up.
That too.
Yeah.
We do. We have a whole list of videos we're coming out with until November.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot gonna be coming to the channel, vlog vibe, and also short-term rental tips and things.
Yep. So thank you guys so much for watching. We know this was a longer one, but we think it was worth it. And
See you next time.
See ya.